Today's stories are all written by AI. I have two stories from two different Chatgpts, and both of them were given the same prompt of, write a scary story about basements. If you're interested in what an AI made up, make sure to stick around. And if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. Story 1. The old house on the corner of Maple Street had always been known for its spooky reputation. The creaking floorboards and rustling of the curtains, and the mysterious shadows that seemed to lurk in every corner all added to its eerie atmosphere. But it was the basement that truly scared everyone who dared to venture inside. Rumors had been circulating for years about what lay hidden in the depths of the house's dark and musty basement. Some whispered about ghostly presence that haunted the place, while others speculated that it was home to a secret laboratory where sinister experiments were conducted. Despite warnings, a group of curious teenagers decided to investigate the basement for themselves. Armed with flashlights and a sense of adventure, they descended the creaky stairs and into the unknown. As they reached the bottom, they were greeted by an oppressive silence that seemed to smother them. The air was thick and musty, and the only sound was the dripping of water from an unseen source. Suddenly, one of the flashlights flickered and died, plunging the group into darkness. Panic set in as they fumbled for their remaining flashlight, but as they turned them on, they saw something that made their blood run cold. A figure shrouded in darkness stood at the far end of the basement, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. The group froze in terror as the figure began to move towards them, its footsteps echoing through the basement. As it drew closer, they could see that its skin was pale and clammy, its hair matted and greasy. Its mouth opened wide, revealing a row of razor-sharp teeth, and it let out a blood-curdling scream. The teenagers scrambled back up the stairs, tripping and falling over each other in their haste to escape. They looked back to see the figure standing at the bottom of the stairs, watching them with his glowing eyes. From that day on, no one dared to enter the basement of the old house on Maple Street. The figure remained shrouded in mystery, but its presence was enough to keep the brave and curious at bay. And so the basement remains a place of fear and darkness, forever haunted by the unknown. That is story 1. Now moving on to story 2. It was a dark and stormy night, and Jane was home alone. She had just moved into her new house, and although it was beautiful, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. She decided to explore the house and try to shake off her unease. As she ascended the stairs to the basement, she noticed the room was poorly lit and had a musty odor. The light flickered as she turned it on, causing her to jump with a startle. She calmed her breathing before continuing her descent. The creepy noises coming from the basement made her feel more unsettled as she continued to explore. She felt like she was being watched, and she could feel a cold, eerie presence behind her. Jane's hands began to shake as she descended further into the darkness. Suddenly, she heard a low, growling noise coming from deep within the shadows. Her heart was racing, and she thought she saw something move in the distance. Jane realized the basement was a place of terror and decided to leave. As she was turning around to climb back up the stairs, Jane felt something brush against her leg. She cried out in terror, but nothing was there when she turned around. Feeling braver, she tried to dismiss the incident as her imagination. However, before her eyes, she saw a dark entity moving. Jane opened her mouth to scream, but nothing came out. As the entity gradually approached her, the room descended into pitch-black darkness. Many years later, the residents of the house heard unexplained noises coming from the basement every night, and nobody dared to enter. It is unknown what terror lurks in the darkness of the basement, but it is still there, waiting for its next victim. Okay, that concludes both of the stories. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you if you made it this far all the way to the end. Again, if you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe and stick around for the next one. Alright.